friends, Tracy here with Keto Enthusiast to do a taste testing for Kettle Fire. I'm super excited about this. Just joined up as an affiliate and they sent me all these really awesome samples to try out for you. So I'm going to go ahead and do that with you, and I'm super happy to introduce to you my special guest today, my lovely daughter Rachel, who is also following a keto diet. So I thought this would be great to have Rachel join me.
Yeah.
We're just here in my little workspace. So yeah, thanks for joining me.
Of course.
Today, right?
I'm excited.
Yeah, so we've got all of these wonderful flavors available, preheated, ready to go. So straight up, a couple of things about bone broth, because that's what Kettle Fire is all about. They produce awesome bone broths.
Yes.
Well, awesome, because I've heard that they're awesome, but we've never tried them before. So a little backstory.
Okay.
First, I have made bone broth from scratch.
Right.
I've used my Instant Pot to do that, which I love my Instant Pot. But honestly, I'm not really a huge fan of the bone broth that I've made myself. Couple of reasons why.
Okay.
You have to acquire the bones.
Right.
So the quality of the bones makes a difference.
Definitely does.
Anybody who does keto knows that you really should use like organic grass-fed bones, and that makes a difference in the flavor.
Definitely.
So that might be a contributing factor, because I've just purchased the bones available at my local grocery store.
Okay.
Beef bones.
Okay.
But I've tried both kinds of recipes where you roast the bones first. Supposedly that helps increase the flavor.
That makes sense.
Getting that browned up fat and marrow and stuff.
Right.
And then I've also tried it without taking the time to brown the bones. I've added vegetables, roasted vegetables before, and just varied the amount of time that I've let it cook.
Okay.
Do you know very much about bone broth?
I don't. No, so I'm excited to try this.
Okay. Cool. So they recommend that you just like let bone broth simmer for like hours and hours.
Right, to get out all the nutrients from the bone and the marrow. Right. Yeah.
Exactly. And then normally what everybody I've looked at on YouTube says, you're supposed to strain out the vegetables and just leave the broth, which like has a lot of fat in it, which is supposed to be really nutrient dense.
Right. Well, some of these they have vegetables in it too, so maybe there's something to that as well.
See, that's what I was thinking too.
Yeah.
It's like I'm like, what do the vegetables hurt? I've roasted the vegetables. They might add goodness,
nutrients to it. That makes sense.
And the flavor might be improved.
Yeah.
Too. So anyway, so that's kind of my backstory. My homemade bone broth, I have not been a real fan of. So I'm going to be really interested to see what our experience is with Kettle Fire.
Well, they smell amazing. There's a ton of different flavors here, and they're all made from organic free-range chicken bones. So that'll probably make a big difference.
Nice.
Like you said, the organic probably really emphasizes that flavor.
Right.
So what do you...
Right, the chicken and the beef.
And the beef.
We have beef too.
Oh, do we have beef in here too?
Yep.
Sorry, I thought it was just chicken. Beautiful.
Nope. Some are beef, some are chicken.
Great.
So yeah, let's just check it out. They sent me this wonderful box. So we're going to start here with, this is Kettle Fire's bone broth, and it's got a cow on it. So yeah, it's beef. There we go. Made with grass-fed and finished beef bones.
Oh yeah, on the side here it tells you 100% grass-fed beef bones. So that's how you know it's going to be great quality.
Nice. And your eyes are better than mine. So
yes.
Will you read that, what it says, how to enjoy?
Yeah. So if you want to enjoy it, it just says our bone broth is ready to sip right out of the carton. So you can just take this to work with you, heat it up, good to go. Simply heat, enjoy like you would a cup of tea, or use it to add to your favorite recipes. So great options you can use with it.
Nice. So we just microwaved these. It recommends 40 seconds, I think, on the box here in the microwave, and that's super fast. So let's try the beef.
So this will be nice and simple with no additional flavor.
It's still warm.
Smells good. So Not bad. Not a whole ton of flavor. You can tell it's definitely made to be added probably to something you're making to give it that extra nutrient boost, and then you can add other maybe flavors or.
That's what I'm thinking too. Is that this is really mostly like mild. A stock. I'm not really getting a lot of fat feel in my mouth from this at all.
And there's no salty flavor or anything added to it, which is really nice actually too, because if you are someone who can't have, high sodium content, it doesn't taste like that would be really a factor here. So that's really great that you can use that and not get that high sodium overload that a lot of soups and stuff nowadays.
Right, that's true. Nice. Yeah, good point. So yeah, I think that this is probably intended to just be, like you said, a base for building out your own soups with.
Yeah.
Definitely doesn't have any kind of offensive flavor to it, and the smell. So one of the things about bone broth that I really don't like about my own bone broth is that it kind of has like a wet dog smell to it.
Yes, no, I can.
You know what I mean?
Totally. Yeah.
This does not have that.
No.
So I could feel really good about recommending the beef as a base to like make your own soups or stews or whatever.
Well, and like you said, it's nice too because it doesn't feel heavy fat, because there's a lot of stuff that you can drink and you're like, it coats your mouth with that greasy, oily kind of texture.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
I totally
This doesn't do that at all.
In fact, a lot of keto products do that because they are going for the high fat. Right. So that's great. I really like that.
So what's this next flavor?
This next one is creamy.
Yes.
This is mushroom bisque soup made with chicken bone broth.
And let's see if it says anything special on it here. A lot of them have little details on the back about the soup. So it just says 100% keto friendly and absolutely delicious. And our mushroom bisque soup contains 1 full serving of bone broth made from organic chicken bones. It's the only bone broth with 10,000 plus 5-star reviews.
Wow.
So it's great for you. Bone broth in our keto soups contains natural electrolytes to help with keto flu.
Nice.
Fats to help you hit your macros, and only 2 grams of net carbs per serving. So that's great. Same thing here. It says it's ready to go. It's ready in about 5 minutes. Just heat it up. Drink it like you would a regular soup.
So are they saying that this is 1 serving then, this whole carton?
1 cup is a serving, and it looks like the serving size is 2. So it has a cup of bone broth in each carton, but each carton is 2 serving sizes.
Okay.
So a half a cup of bone broth would be a serving size.
Gotcha.
Is what I would read from that. Okay, so what are we doing here? Mushroom bisque soup with chicken broth. Definitely can smell that mushroom soup.
Yum.
Smells really great.
I really like the smell.
And if you look
at
it,
it's made with which? The chicken.
The chicken.
Which is kind of unusual. I would have thought mushroom would have been with the beef, but
no.
Good.
And you guys can't see it from here probably, but if you were to look at it, you can tell, like we were saying, you can see that there's pieces of mushroom in here.
Yeah.
So it's not completely strained out. There's added texture, which is probably nice, because for me, I like soups that have like that little bit of texture where you don't just feel like you're just drinking something clear and liquid. I feel like you get a little bit more satisfied with having that texture and that creaminess. So that's exciting.
Oh my gosh. I actually really like that.
That one's really good. Definitely taste the mushroom flavor to it.
I love that it's got the little bits of real mushroom in it.
Definitely has more flavor, obviously, than the traditional broth base by itself. Has a really nice creamy consistency, which is what you want in kind of like a bisque style soup, right?
I'm even getting a little bit of poultry seasoning in there, like a little bit of sage or something.
Yeah,
really
you can definitely taste some flavors. Has a little bit more flavor added to it. You can definitely tell that they've boosted that up a notch, so you can taste a little bit. It's same thing, not high sodium, like you can't taste.
But definitely more flavor, more salt than the beef broth.
For sure.
All right, I'm a fan of this. This is really delicious. And it doesn't taste like canned soup. I mean, this is a soup, not a broth. So there's definitely that distinction, and you can tell is the creamy texture is really nice. It's very smooth. I like that. Makes me want to get a spoon to get out those last bits of mushroom.
It doesn't say what kind of mushroom they use, so it might just be a multiple mushrooms that they do use.
Probably just the standard
Mm-hmm.
table mushroom, white mushroom.
Has organic, everything's organic, so it has organic cream, organic chicken bone broth, mushrooms, organic salted butter, so that probably helps with the creaminess of organic Parmesan cheese, so that's where we're getting that little bit of salty kind of flavor to it. And then just like onions, sea salt, lemon juice, just those extra little spices, organic spices it looks like for most of them.
Good thinking to actually read all the ingredients on there. That's probably important for people to know.
Yeah, I would imagine.
All right, number 3.
Okay.
Here we go.
What are we doing here?
Let's see what this one is.
Smells like chicken.
This one is just the plain chicken broth, so it's going to be the equivalent of the beef.
Okay, so let's see if there's
expect that there's not going to be much
a lot of flavor.
probably.
Yeah, it smells more flavorful than the beef did, though.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
a little bit more hint of flavor.
Definitely more fragrant.
But not more flavorful. So same thing. This is probably going to be something that you're not going to just want to just sip on. You're going to want to add it as a base to enhance the nutrient factor of something you're already making. So this is a great option for adding that bouillon base or that chicken base that you want to add that nutrients you're getting, but then you're going to probably want to add extra flavor on top of it for sure.
You know what I'm getting in here like right away, and I don't think that it would have this because it's keto. I get root vegetable flavor.
Totally do.
Right out the gate.
Like, yeah, I can definitely, you can smell it too.
Definitely. It's like I can almost taste potatoes in this.
That's kind of what I was feeling like too. Potatoes or maybe like, even maybe carrot. Interesting.
I know, I was going to say, all right.
Let's see. Chicken bone broth, organic onions, organic carrots,
there you go.
Organic fennel, leeks, apple cider vinegar, thyme, shiitake mushrooms. So they do add a good amount of flavors in it. There's a lot of different spices. It looks like celery, green pepper, onion, carrot, garlic, scallions, tomato paste, parsley, thyme, rosemary, basil, sea salt. So depending, everyone's flavor profile obviously is different. So what we feel may not be too flavorful, you may feel like it's perfect for what you need and just sip right on it. I would probably want to use this as a base to enhance something else. But
I think I would actually sip this one too, though. If you just want something like a tea, like a light, broth tea.
You think it's something you could enjoy?
Would you mind also sharing what's in the beef? Because we can go over that.
The beef has beef broth with organic onions, carrots, celery, parsley. Same thing, apple cider vinegar, sea salt, organic black pepper, bay leaves, thyme, rosemary. And even though I read organic on some of them, actually everything is organic. It's just easier to not say organic for every item that's in there. So this does have a good amount of flavor in it too, but same thing, your flavor profile probably depend on, if you want to just sip it or add it as a booster to something.
Right. Now, so the beef has, we didn't mention this, you're doing great, but I was just thinking about the calories for those who might be concerned about calories. This has 40 calories per serving, 0 from fat. 0 from fat. I'm pretty surprised by that. And servings per container too.
And if you look on the front actually of them, they tell you it's paleo, gluten-free, so you know that it will cater to a lot of different ways people are eating, which is great too, because I know there's a lot of people are health conscious in different ways, so it's nice to know that you don't have to specifically be keto, that you can actually use it and get that nutrients with a different way that you're eating.
Exactly.
So great.
Brilliant.
Okay, I'll take over because it looks like we're going to go back in here.
Okay.
This one is mushroom chicken. What was this one? That was a bisque, so that one was creamier.
Soup. This one is mushroom bisque soup.
So this one's a bone broth. This one's not going to be a soup. This one's a mushroom chicken flavored bone broth. Okay. So same thing, paleo friendly, keto, gluten free. This one has organic everything also in it. Looks like there's some. This one's a little bit different. Looks like it has the portobello mushrooms, poblano peppers, green peppers, carrots, garlic, scallions. So it has a lot of the same things in it, but has those extra boosters. So be interested.
Nice. It sounds
to
yummy.
See how that tastes.
Thank you.
You can smell Definitely more flavor in this than just our traditional
Right.
broth. You can,
Definitely smell the spices.
yeah, this kind of smells like what mom's like chicken soup
Yeah.
would smell like when it's you walk in the house and get that cooking smell.
Right. It's almost like
You can smell that for sure.
there's almost like a cologne smell. To me, whatever the spice
like,
mix is, it's very
Herby. It's very
herby.
Yeah, but it reminds me of like when we would come home and you'd be making some stock or soup on the stove. It smells like that for sure.
Way more flavorful.
Oh yeah, way more.
Definitely Thanksgiving seasoning, poultry seasoning. Definitely, I would use this for sure to make my Thanksgiving stuffing.
It almost has a little bit of spice to it, like.
I mean, heat.
Yeah, a little bit of like just a bite, not too
Well,
offensive.
it had poblano peppers in this,
So you can tell that there's a little bit. So people who don't like heat, I mean, it's not offensive.
not at all heat. To me.
Yeah, but same thing for people whose everyone's opinions are a little bit different, obviously. Yeah. So it does have. So keep in mind, it does have a little bit of poblano pepper in it. So depending on how you feel about any kind of spice factor or pepper factor.
On the back side, I think I'm starting to feel it a little bit more.
I feel it in the top.
Just a little bit though. I'm very sensitive to heat. I don't like really spicy hot foods, and this is fine for me, but you can definitely feel that there's a little bit of spice.
Same thing, I'm not too, I don't like spice a whole lot, so it's not offensive though, like you said. It has great flavor to it. This is something I could definitely just sip on.
Yeah.
The traditional broth I wouldn't sip on. It's not as flavorful enough for me.
Right.
But this one is definitely more satisfying.
So what's the calorie comparison? Let's see.
Okay. So for our traditional chicken broth, we have 50 calories, 0 from fat. That's just the traditional bone broth. And then the chicken mushroom is same thing, 50 calories, but 10 from fat. So it's a little bit more in it, but not even enough to really.
Oh my gosh, if I was going to choose, I mean, especially the same calories, barely only getting 10 of those from fat. I mean, and we don't care about that with keto anyway.
Right.
We want fat. But I would totally sip that over the other two broths. I would want to use the other two as a base for cooking.
Definitely, I agree.
Okay, cool.
Okay, these last two, I personally really excited about because they're more like soups and they sound delicious. And I know a lot of people out there like for me, I like that home cooked kind of like comfort soup. And so for me, like broccoli cheddar really is that, and that's what this is. Broccoli cheddar soup with chicken bone broth. Smells good. Same thing, let's see, organic cream. So they add the cream obviously to the more soup mixtures. Cheddar cheese. Annatto. Do you know what annatto is? Annatto.
I should know, but I don't.
Okay.
I've heard of it.
So this does have organic pasteurized cultured cow's milk in it.
Okay.
So that's one thing to probably know if you can't have cow's milk.
Plus the cheese too.
Exactly. This one does have the broccoli has salted butter, pasteurized cream, garlic, Parmesan cheese, milk, salt, spices. This one has mustard and nutmeg in it though.
Really?
Interesting.
Nutmeg. I'm excited to try
calories,
this.
if we go between the mushroom bisque and the cheddar soup, the mushroom has 240 calories, 200 which are from fat. The broccoli has 320, 240 from fat. So not too much of a difference, but same thing.
So say that again, the broccoli has 300, how many per serving?
320.
Okay, so
and
that's
240 are from fat.
That's a way significant difference
for
in the soups.
For 1 cup.
Right.
Okay. And then the mushroom is 240 with 200 from fat for 1 cup. So keep that in mind too if it's something that you're keeping track of calorie count on.
So these are more a meal.
Definitely.
Yeah. Okay.
And you can tell by looking at it. Like if you look at, I don't know if you can see how easy that swishes around, but like this is definitely creamy, more satisfying intention.
For sure. All right, I'm excited.
Oh, smells exactly like cheddar broccoli soup that you want. Oh, it's really good.
It's really good.
Great flavor. You can taste the cheese. Definitely has that cheddary, like cheesy quality. And the same thing.
Broccoli.
I was gonna say same thing. Has chunks of broccoli in it. That one is great.
These are definitely quality soups.
For sure.
Really nicely made.
And I like the thickness because for us, we get a lot of cold days here, and so sometimes soup is a really comfort food that you want, and so this has that thick, comforty soup that I can just cook it and curl up with my little blanket and eat some soup,
Right, and look at how easy this is too. Like the little individual packages, it's so easy for you to take to work and just pour into a coffee cup, stick it in the microwave, and you've got your really fast lunch.
Yeah, for 2 days. Same thing. You want a spoon? Get all the broccoli out.
Yeah, I think that 1 cup would be very satisfying too. Like a lot of times, 1 cup is. I was gonna say if you can only eat just 1 cup, but I was just like, you know what, this is really rich. So.
I agree. So we only did a half a cup between us. So we did a 1/4 cup each because we're sampling so many, and I'm already just having this. You can tell it's definitely satisfying. Like she was saying, a cup will definitely do your lunch needs for sure.
All right, last one.
This one I'm the most excited about.
Me too. This is their newest addition to their line, coconut curry and lime. I'm so excited because, it's brand new. And of all of them, when we were heating them up, this is the one that was the most fragrant.
I was just going to say the same thing.
Really, oh my gosh, you could smell the coconut in this. All right, I'm going to let you read her eyes.
Okay.
Or better still.
Same thing, but this one is chicken bone broth. So chicken bone broth. This one has onions, carrots, fennel, leeks, apple cider vinegar, thyme, shiitake mushrooms, organic tamarind, bay leaf, coconut milk, Thai curry paste. So keep in mind because it does have paprika, and I know some people can't have that. So which obviously they, if they're allergic, they know because most things that have coconut curry are gonna have paprika in it. Coconut aminos, which is organic coconut nectar, sea salt, lime juice. So definitely has those boosters. You can smell, like you said, that coconut in there.
One thing I did want to mention too is that that we didn't talk about earlier. You may have noticed that they all have apple cider vinegar in them.
Yeah.
That is a core thing to bone broth. The vinegar actually helps to activate and draw out the nutrients from the marrow in the bones.
Well, that's fantastic. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Apple cider vinegar is so good for drawing out the nutrients for everything.
Yeah.
So,
so that's why we find it in every one of their broths. Perfect. Their soups.
Yeah. This one's definitely not as thick as the mushroom and the broccoli cheddar soup. This is more brothy. But we only did a little bit of it too. So when you cook all of it, if you look inside of it, there's fat that kind of has stuck to the container. So that might have made it a little bit thicker and creamier if we were cooking all of it.
Right. This one seemed, when we opened it, it seemed a lot higher fat inside the carton to me than any of the other ones. But then, Rachel and I were both talking about why that might be. And I was wondering, how coconut milk, canned full-fat coconut milk solidifies on the shelf or in the fridge.
Right. That makes sense.
And also, she was saying the acidity from the lime juice might be a factor too. So that makes sense why there would be more fat separated in the carton with the coconut milk and lime in there.
Yeah, I'm sure that all contributes to it.
All right.
Definitely. It smells so good. Really good.
Well, that is really good in an entirely different way.
Definitely. Well, I think that coconut and the curry offsets it from the rest. Because these ones are more like traditional style soups for these other flavors that we have. Even the broth, this is just kind of like traditional.
Right.
This is kind of outside that spectrum of that extra flavor that you don't traditionally have. So definitely good flavor on that. Same thing, has a little bit of spice to it. But not, same thing, not offensive. So it's going to depend on your palate. You can taste
really
the
like
lime
this
in it
a lot. So unlike my bone broth that I made at home, and I know you have nothing to compare this to, but I'm happy to report that I don't get that kind of wet dog like bone broth flavor in any of these. These are all totally delicious. Nothing offensive
about any of
these at all. Super good.
Yeah.
I'm gonna finish this.
This one, I don't know if I would say I taste the curry as much, Definitely coconut and lime.
Definitely coconut and lime.
But when I think of curry, I think of like really hit me in the mouth, like flavor curry profile. This doesn't have that. You can taste like that, definitely that like Indian style kind of flavors to it, but nothing too curry. So that may or may not be a good thing. Some people like maybe really want the curry. Add a little bit extra to it. Yeah. So if it's not curried enough, add a little booster to it. But some people might think it's perfect. I love the coconut. I like the lime. Overall, great flavor.
So good. Totally takes me to an island paradise or something. And you could use this as a base to build out a curry dish with. Too.
Oh, for sure.
Add your vegetables and and your thickener and some chicken or whatever in there too.
Yeah, because it doesn't have the other vegetables like the other soups do. So it's definitely something you can use for an addition.
Right. So I have to say, total win. I am a fan. I am a total fan. So if you had to choose, Rach, which one is your favorite?
I was really excited about the coconut one, and I actually would have to say the cheddar broccoli is my favorite. It just takes me to that like space of just enjoyment and comfort, and I really enjoyed everything about that. How about yourself?
I know it's really hard for me. I like them all. I have to say I was pleasantly surprised by the mushroom broth.
The broth one?
Yeah.
That was really good.
But it's hard for me to choose. I really like all the creamy soups and the coconut and the coconut lime. So
if you were going to pick one up to be like, I want that for lunch, which one would you be like, that would satisfy my lunch craving the most?
I honestly think it would be
the mushroom bisque. Yeah, that was great. And same thing, I like the mushroom pieces in it. So
the flavors is really great. I mean, on all of them.
Yeah.
So if I were gonna choose, as just to consume something for a lunch or something, I would definitely choose the soups or this chicken mushroom broth. And then I would reserve the plain chicken and plain beef broth as use for building out a soup or a stew.
I agree with that. So overall, great profiles on all of them.
Yeah, awesome. So very cool. Just so that you know, I will be linking to a discount code in the details below. So if you would like to try these wonderful Kettle and Fire bone broths for yourself and save a little bit of money, you can go ahead and click on that link, and I would give this like a 10 out of 10.
Oh, definitely. I agree 100%.
Totally great. Awesome. Thanks for joining me today.
Yeah, of course.
Awesome.
Thanks for having me. These are great.
Absolutely.
Good. Bye. Thanks.
Bye. Until next time.
Yeah. You can